Live streaming. Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday to you. We are getting closer little by little to this holiday weekend for those of you who have plans. Enjoy yourself out here. It's going to be cool all weekend, but the sun is going to shine. No rain. In fact, the rain is tomorrow, and it's going to feel like November instead of almost the beginning of June. But anyway, we're going to make the most of it because we're here today. Um, and I hope most of you are doing well. And if you're not, I'm sending you warm thoughts and support. So we're going to get started on our writing block. Excuse me. And let me pull up our lesson for today, which is to clarify these parts, these yummy parts of speech, verbals, which include gerunds, infinitives, and participles. I'm going to share the screen because right now I'm speaking Greek even to myself. So let's see if we can get some clarity on what the heck I am talking about. Okay, so a verbal is there are three verbals: gerunds, infinitives, and participles are formed from verbs, but they're never used alone as action words. They're not used like a verb is typically used. Um, they function as nouns, adjectives, or adverbs, and they are important in phrases. So let's dig in. A gerund is a word that ends with ing and functions as a noun. Simple. A gerund ends in ing. Jumping is fun. What is fun? Jumping. Jumping is the thing that is a noun. He liked skiing. What did he like? Skiing. That is a noun, it's a thing. And then he had a unique way of whistling. So that's a gerund. All you remember about a gerund is that it ends in ing and it functions as a noun. The infinitive is the base form of a verb with the word to, to, okay? And usually it functions as a noun, although it can also function as an adjective describing a noun or an adverb to qualify a verb. Let's take a look. To jump is fun. To jump is fun. The subject of the verb is. What is fun? To jump. And this is our infinitive because it is put with the word to. I like to ski. We're referring to who? We're referring to whom? I. And what is it that what were we saying about you? That you like to ski. There's our infinitive. Okay? So to ski is a direct object of the verb like. What do you like what? To ski. Okay? To jump. What is fun? Ready? And she had a suggestion to offer. She had a suggestion to offer. Okay, so we have an adjective. She's our noun. What did she do? What she had a suggestion to offer. And then he called to warn her. To warn, to warn. The verb is called, and what? Called for what reason? To warn her, to warn. So if you notice here, our infinitive is the base form of the verb with to, and usually it functions as a noun. but it can function as other words. All right, to jump. What about it? Is fun. Is fun. To ski. I like. What do you like? To ski. Right? What do you like? To ski. She had a suggestion to offer. And she did what? She had a suggestion, an adjective describing a noun, to offer. And he called to warn her. He called to warn her. Just remember that an infinitive is a base form of a verb combined with the word to. Jump, ski, offer, warn, call, any of those words that are verbs. You just put the word to in front of it. And then a participle is a verb that ends in ing, right? Or ed, d, t, n, n, okay? So it can be present or past. Let's look. They can function as adjectives, describing or modifying nouns. The dancing parrots entertain the crowd. Here we go. The dancing parrots. What were the parrots doing? They were dancing, right? Modified. The wrecked boat washed up on the shore. Well, the boat is wrecked. So if we notice here, it's in the past, ed. The wrecked boat washed up on the shore. And so they have another function also. When used with helping verbs such as to be and to have, they are action verbs and form several verb tenses. Let's take a look at this. She is thinking of the children. She is thinking of the children. Okay. It, what is she doing? She is thinking. And the conference room had been cleaned, had been in the past, cleaned. It had been cleaned, right? In the past, before they arrived. Now let's work through this quiz together and see how we do here. We're just doing this together real quickly. Complete the sentence. Gerunds, infinitives, and participles are formed from prepositions, adjectives, or verbs. And remember, we're looking at verbals. So there's your hint. So the answer is verbs. Choose a true statement. A gerund is always the object in a sentence. A gerund is the action word in a sentence, or a gerund functions as a noun in the sentence. Well, if we were to go back and look, if we were to go back and look at the lesson, how do I go back and look at the lesson? I'll go to a different screen real quick. A gerund ends in ing and functions as a noun. Jumping, skiing, whistling, eating, praying, singing. Choose the true statement. An infinitive consists of the word to, followed by the main form of a verb. The infinitive is followed by the word too and is used as an adverb, or an infinitive can be used as a noun or an adverb. To, it always comes in front of to sing, to play, to cry, to sleep. So those are what? Those are verbs. And she really enjoyed growing, ing, her organic vegetables. Is that The underlined word, is it a gerund, an infinitive phrase, or participle phrase? Well, what do we know about phrases? If something is a phrase, it can't just be a single word, right? And we just looked at the definition of a gerund. It's a word with ing. She recommended her grandson to grow vegetables. The underlined phrase in this sentence is a gerund, and an infinitive, or a participle phrase. Well, we remember that we were putting the word to in front of our verbs, right? To grow. That's an infinitive. And then last, I think this is the last one, two more. Growing enough vegetables for the whole neighborhood. She works many hours in her garden. Growing enough vegetables. Growing what? Vegetables. Is this a gerund prepositional phrase, an infinitive phrase, a participle phrase? Growing enough vegetables. Growing vegetables for the neighborhood. Well, it's not an infinitive phrase, right? And is it a gerund phrase, prepositional phrase, or a participle phrase? Let's take a quick look again. A participle ends in ing, a verb that ends in ing, the dancing parrots, the wrecked sailboat. It can function as an adjective describing or modifying nouns. So, what do you think? Is that a participle phrase? She is thinking of the children. When used with helping verbs such as to be and to have, she is thinking. Okay. The conference room had been cleaned. Is, had, have. So, what do we have there? Growing enough vegetables. Does not sound like it's a participle phrase. So, ing, a gerund prepositional phrase. Let's try. One more. Underline. Oh, growing your own vegetables. Is this a gerund phrase used as a subject? What is the subject? Growing vegetables. So there's a gerund, right? Is it an infinitive used as an adjective? What is the subject? Growing your own vegetables. Growing your own vegetables. Is that a participle phrase used as an adjective? Growing what? Growing what? Your vegetables. Your vegetables. Growing. So, the adjective is what? Growing your own vegetables. So an adjective describes a noun. So is rewarding and delicious. Growing your own vegetables, what is rewarding and delicious? I'm thinking that this is a gerund phrase used as a subject. Let's see how we did. Oh, there we go. Not perfect. Miss number 6. All right. Let's go back and look at number 6. Growing enough vegetables for the whole neighborhood. She works many hours in her garden. Growing enough vegetables is a participle phrase. Let's look back at our participle is a word that ends in ing. Growing vegetables. It is used as an adjective describing or modifying nouns. So growing what? Her vegetables. The noun are the vegetables. So that is a participle phrase. So not bad, right? I think the main thing with these parts of speech is that you know how to use it. We do it correctly in speaking. We do it correctly when we speak, and we do it correctly when we speak. We just have to remember um, to apply it when we're writing. So that's all we have for part one. I will see you in 15 minutes for part two. All right, take care.